Welcome back, guys. The Vostok bug is exactly the same as the Seiko bug, the original Seiko bug. And basically you guys warned me, you said to me, Pete, be very careful. Once you purchase your first Vostok, you can't stop at one. And I'm basically, this is my third one, guys. This is the third one that I've purchased for myself, and I think they're fantastic. I think they're a great, inexpensive, fun watch. But stick around, guys, because I'm going to share my honest thoughts, not only about this watch, but also about the bug that is Vostok or Seiko. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So, like I said, you guys tried to warn me in the title. You tried to warn me about Vostok, and I didn't listen. It's exactly the same as when you buy a Seiko, you get the bug, and the bug that I'm talking about is the original bug, the original Seiko bug. And what that was, we used to be able to purchase particular watches, particular Seiko models like the SKX. When it first came out, a couple of $100, not even $150, and we were smitten at what you got for the money, for the value of money. You basically got a certified 200 meter diver, really strong, really great looking, fit well on the wrist, a wonderful piece. And even up to recent years, with watches like the Seiko Turtles and so forth, they got introduced at relatively great prices. And again, we were smitten, 4R36 movements, 200 meters water resistance. Most of them had bracelets, good designs, well spec'd, not expensive, $350 odd. We're talking Australian dollars here, guys. So when they were first introduced, so they were a fantastic value proposition. That's what these things are. That's why people get the Vostok bug, because basically Vostok is a fantastically spec'd little diver, a fun, robust watch, inexpensive, but really well designed. And look, this is my third one that I've purchased. The first Vostok that I got was the Komandisrkie. There you go, that's the one there, and I reviewed that. And look, I love this. I love this watch. I think it's exceptional. It's not pretending to be something it isn't. I'm experimenting with a couple of different bracelets, straps and so forth, as you can see, just to have fun, with these watches. And I'm enjoying this. Then I ended up buying one of these, it's basically called an AM diver. It's basically a Vostok, guys. Same thing, and it's brilliant. Again, inexpensive. What is this, $100 or something? Australian dollars. They're not that expensive, guys. So to have something to muck around, to have a daily beater, to wear, robust, can handle the pressure underwater and all the rest, swimming and daily routines. Why not? Why not? So, but look, let's get onto this watch. Let's get onto this one. This is the Vostok Scuba, basically the 200 meter version. And I did a review on this particular watch. It's called the Amphibious Scuba. I did a review of the black version, the PVD version. I was quite smitten at its size, 41 millimeters, and I like the watch. But I also said in that review that after seeing some photos on Lifestyle Shop's website, they had a silver version, a stainless steel version with a black dial, and I thought, you know what, I'm more attracted to that. But this particular one came up for sale on the pre-owned market just recently, just local here, and as soon as I saw the white dial with the orange, I loved it. I fell in love with it. I got to grab this. So I snapped this up straight away, and I've basically put it with a couple of different types of straps, like a Borealis orange tropic strap, as you can see here, and it looks fantastic. It looks brilliant. You can really have some fun with these watches. And look, for those of you guys who missed the review, who missed the actual first review of this particular watch, I'll give you guys a rundown of what this is. It's basically a 41 millimeter case diameter with a case height of 14 mil. It comes in at a lug-to-lug of 47 millimeters with a 20 mil lug width. So it's nicely spec'd. It's a great size. It's a great usable size. And, it reminds me of the Seiko SKX. Only better in certain ways. Like you've got a couple of screw-down crowns here. One of them is for the winding mechanism, for the actual, the setting the hours and minutes and so forth. You can't hack it. Just like the SKX, you can't hack. but it is a fun, you can hand wind these, which are great. But these have got their quirky sort of issues with trying to change the date. So if I wanted to change the date on this, I explained it in the previous video, I have to cycle around. If you have a look here, it's the 8th at the moment, so I have to cycle around until I get to the 9th. There you go, it's gone to the 9th. Then I go backwards until 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And then I go forwards again till 12 midnight, the 10th. And we just keep doing that. So it's a bit of a process like that. But you know what? It's fun. It's actually something good to muck around with. It's a fun little watch. Screw down crown, bang, you got your 200 meters of water resistance. The second screw down crown offers you a rotating internal bezel, and I love that. I love that. As you can see, you can set that wherever you want. There's your minute hand. Lock it in, and away you go. So you know that you got 10 minutes worth of oxygen, 20, whatever your gauge you want to work on. That's fantastic. And you've got your loomed pip at the end there. Your loomed inverted pyramid. Really nice little watch, guys. The case back, as you can see, water resistant to 200 meters, stainless steel, all the rest, Vostok. I like their designs. I like the fact that, having different types of Vostoks in my hand that aren't that expensive, and they've got different looks and different designs. And the reason these things remind me of Seiko is because, like I said, back in the day, Seiko, you could get them for relatively cheap prices, but we used to mod them. And I find a lot of guys are, they're buying a watch like this, they're removing the bezel, maybe changing out hands, and the stuff that I used to do with my original Seiko purchases. Now you want to buy a Seiko, you're basically going to spend top dollar. And I think that bug that I used to have to buy those particular fun watches has sort of diminished, if for a better word. But I've sort of found it back with something like this, a brand like this, an inexpensive brand that's giving me an automatic movement, giving me a really robust diver, nice quirky sort of design and style. I'm enjoying them. It's great to buy Omegas and Tudors and Rolexes and top end watches. That's wonderful. They're expensive, and in doing so, sometimes we don't want to wear them in particular situations that can compromise the watch. I know they're designed to be, certain watches are designed to be divers and all the rest, but when you're spending $5,000 or even $10,000, $15,000 for a watch, you're sort of treated differently. Maybe if you've got all the money in the world to spend, of course you can do whatever you want, but most of us don't. Most of us, we work really hard for our money, and every dollar counts. So if we're going to spend $5,000 or $10,000 for a watch, we're going to look after it differently. If we're going to spend, a couple of $100 for a watch here or there, 100, like I said on the other one, enjoy it. Scratch it up, enjoy it, knock it about, use it in the water. That's what I used to use my Seikos for originally, and this is what I'm finding I'm using these, and I'm loving them. I'm loving them, guys. They're not without their faults, as the original Seikos weren't without their faults. Like I explained, the strap on this is fantastic. It's really nice to the feel, but some guys have commented that they don't last long. But also the size of the strap, it doesn't fit your normal wrist. I'll put it on to show you guys. Give me a sec. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, the watch is beautiful on the wrist. It sits fantastic, but the strap, it doesn't fit normal size wrist. I've got a 7-inch wrist, and as you can see, I'm at the last hole. So, if you had a bigger wrist, like an 8 or a 9-inch wrist, not a problem. You can actually wear this, but anything smaller than a 7-inch, there's no extra holes. So that's a bit of a bummer. That's a letdown. But the feel of it is great. Like I said, I've not had these watches long enough, but a lot of you guys, a lot of my viewers have commented and say that, yeah, these things don't last the test of time. So look, not an issue. For me personally, I'm going to be wearing this on the Borealis Tropic. I think it looks so much nicer on a strap like this, and it just seems to take from the seconds hand as well as the Scuba 200. It looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. And this is the beauty about straps and watches. You buy an inexpensive watch, you muck around with a couple of different strap choices. Several years later, this thing's going to stuff up. You're going to toss it, but you still got a good strap. You know, you can put this on other watches and all the rest. So, you know, enjoy the hobby, guys. This is why, you know, and I said in the title, you guys warned me about Vostok and I didn't listen. And look, I'm glad I didn't listen, because it's good to have a bug and buy inexpensive watches and experiment and muck around and see what you like and see what you enjoy, you know. And look, it's not for everyone's taste. Some people like, you know, G-Shocks, other people like Vostoks, other people like Seikos. That's fine. It doesn't matter. We're not here to judge one another, guys. We're here to encourage one another. Say, hey, what have you got in your collection? What have you got? And share. So I've got 3 Vostoks in my collection now, and I'm having some fun with them, guys. You know, I have a lot of other watches in my collection, but this stuff here is the more, you know, robust, throw around, do anything, daily beater. So I wanted to share that with you guys and how I feel and what I've experimented and discovered out of this brand. And like I said, it gives me the same feeling that I used to get when I first started collecting watches. When I first got into Seiko, like I said, the first watch that got me into it was the SKX, the 009. And because of how cheap it was, what it offered and how it looked, I thought that's great. This brand's doing the same thing. It's doing the exact same thing. So I hope you enjoy that, guys. A couple of little thoughts there on this particular brand. Not the best, not the worst, but a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.